Have you ever been scrolling, just endlessly scrolling, and you get this weird feeling like you're swimming in information, but your brain isn't actually doing anything? Well, today we're going to put a name to that feeling. We're talking about the rise of collective stupidity.
You know what I'm talking about, right? It's that nagging sense that something's off. That in our super fast-paced, noisy world, the very act of deep, critical thinking is kind of just fading away. If you felt that, you are definitely not alone.
So what really happens to a society when we start swapping out genuine, tough reasoning for just knee-jerk reactions? Let's dive in and start by actually naming the problem we're facing.
Okay, let's get a clear definition here. The phenomenon is called collective stupidity. Now, before you get defensive, let's be absolutely clear. This has nothing to do with your individual IQ. It's not about how smart you are. It's about a group behavior, a widespread trend where we, as a society, start accepting stories without questioning them, and we give up our intellectual independence, a lot of the time without even realizing we're doing it.
So how in the world do we get here? This wasn't just some accident, you know. Our modern world is built in a way that often rewards going fast and fitting in, not slowing down and thinking deeply. Let's take a look at the systems all around us, what you might call the architects of conformity.
I want to start with just one single, staggering number. According to the neuroscientist Daniel Levitin, right now, today, you are processing 5 times more information every single day than people did just one generation ago. 5 times.
So what's the big deal with that 5x number? Well, our brains just were not built for that kind of constant fire hose of information. So what do? They take shortcuts. I mean, think about the last time you saw a headline you agreed with, saw it had 1,000 likes, and just accepted it as true. That's a shortcut. It's called social proof. And while it feels efficient, it's not actually thinking.
And look, this isn't just a metaphor. It's real. As neuroscientist Marianne Wolf puts it, we are becoming a culture of skimmers. Our attention is shattered as we jump from one thing to the next. And here's the crucial part. You cannot have critical thought without sustained attention. It's just impossible.
This connects to a really deep idea from the philosopher Noam Chomsky. He called it manufacturing consent. And the idea is actually chillingly simple. If you can train people to just consume information without ever asking tough questions, they become incredibly easy to manage. In a world like that, thinking for yourself isn't a good thing. It's a bug in the system.
And this conditioning, it's everywhere. The award-winning teacher Taylor Gatto famously argued that our school systems were literally designed to create obedient factory workers, not free thinkers. Now you add a media that runs on outrage and social media platforms whose algorithms are built for instant reaction, not careful reflection, and, well, you've got yourself a perfect storm.
But we can't just point the finger at outside forces. That's too easy. To really get what's going on, we have to look inward. We have to look at the battle happening inside our own heads, because it turns out some of the biggest obstacles to clear thinking are, well, they're psychological.
Let's just be honest for a second. Real thinking is hard work. It's uncomfortable. It forces you to admit you might be wrong. It challenges your ego. And worst of all, it risks getting you kicked out of your tribe for daring to think differently. That's a primal fear.
The psychologist Erich Fromm nailed this in his book Escape from Freedom. He said that deep down, a lot of us actually want to give up our freedom of thought. It's like we make this unspoken deal. We trade the heavy responsibility and the scary uncertainty of true freedom for the warm, cozy safety of belonging and being told what to think.
So, is that it? Are we just doomed? No, not even close. And this brings us to the most important part of this whole discussion. How do we fight back? How do we reclaim our own minds? Because in a world that's this loud, maybe the most rebellious thing you can do is the quiet, disciplined act of thinking for yourself.
And the antidote, it all starts with this ancient wisdom from Socrates. Now, this isn't about being ignorant, it's the exact opposite. It's about having the intellectual humility to admit you don't have all the answers. It's an invitation to stay curious and to never, ever stop asking questions.
So, what does this quiet rebellion actually look like? Here are 4 practical steps. Number 1, ask better questions, especially about your own beliefs. Don't just ask, is this true? Ask, who benefits if I believe this is true? Or what's the strongest argument against what I believe? Second, practice metacognition. It sounds fancy, but it just means thinking about your thinking. Be a detective in your own mind. Why do you believe what you believe? Third, shift your goal from winning an argument to truly understanding the other side. Try to state their point of view so well that they would say, yeah, you got it. And finally, and this one is the hardest, detach your identity from your ideas. Your opinions are like clothes. You can try them on, see if they fit, and you can change them. They are not your skin. You are not your opinions.
You see, when you really boil it all down, critical thinking isn't just another skill you can list on LinkedIn. It's almost a spiritual practice. It's the active choice to value truth over the comfort of fitting in, and to choose personal growth over the false security of being certain about everything.
And at the end of the day, there's a hard truth here. No government, no school, and certainly no algorithm is going to do this for you. The responsibility to think, really think, is yours and yours alone.
A quiet revolution really is possible. But it's not fought with loud protests. It's fought with clear minds. It's not about outrage. It's about awareness. And it all starts in that small moment when just one person decides to choose reflection over reaction. So the only real question left is, are you ready to begin?